Welcome, everyone, to the Crimson Circle Show with live channeling from Adamas, Saint-Germain via Jeffrey Hoppy. How exciting is this?
I am that I am. A kinder, gentler, more compassionate Adamas, Saint-Germain. And the check's in the mail. And you're smiling today, and you have every right to be. We're in the new era. It's different, definitely different. In a new era that's been anticipated for eons of time, for ages, and here we are. Here we are. Could you notice what was happening? Could you feel what was happening as the music, that hillbilly music, was playing? What about some classical music? What is wrong? Did you notice and feel what was happening as the music was playing? What was happening in the room? Wherever you happen to be right now, wherever you are seated or laying down? And it wasn't a jerky, overly strong type of energy shift. It was smooth, easy, but very real. It wasn't anything that had to make you jolt in your chair. It wasn't anything that shocked your body. Just a smooth, easy allowing of energy. Get used to it. Get used to it. But there is some fine print, which we'll discuss today. Welcome to the new era. I have this to say, even if there was no truth whatsoever about the Mayan prophecies, no truth whatsoever about this thing of the end of the Atlantean mental era, no truth about the second coming of Jesus, about any of it, there is enough feeling and consciousness to make it all real. There's enough true, I don't want to use the word belief, Calder. No, it's not belief. It's true passion and desire that you have crossed into a new era. And therefore, you have. It's that simple. Well, the fact is, yes, the Mayan prophecies, all of these other things, the changing of 5 ages at once, all very true. But what has really affected it is you, your passion and desire. Passion perhaps to get out of the old. It was about time. Passion to blaze some trails for the new ones coming in, and there are many. There are many coming in after you, behind you. Humans who have had many lifetimes on earth, and what we call the new energy children, crystal children, whatever name you want to give them, but the ones that are coming in for the first time. So we have crossed the marker, and here we are. For most people, not you, but most people, 2013 is going to be just like 2012. You already see it. They didn't wake up on January 1st with anything except hangovers and remorse. Nothing really changed, but with you, there's a spark, that desire. We talked about it recently at our gathering, our end of whatever gathering. No more. That's simple. No more. No compromises. Oh, compromises like watering down wine. Why would you want to? Compromises have compromised you, weakened you, got you tangled up in other people's agendas and desires. And there's some people say, well, no, you have to be a good compromiser. Not with yourself, you don't. No, not at all. Doesn't mean not respecting others' values or opinions. Doesn't mean that you don't understand that there's other beings on this planet in addition to yourself. It just means you're not going to compromise your values, your passion, your desire. Not at all. This is fun. Now here we are in the new era. Let's take a deep breath. You made it. We made it. Life is good. So let's begin. I have 3 parts today. We'll keep it short.
Really?
Yes, actually, it's a personal request from Cauldrum.
Because of his Green Bay Packer fan.
Yes, he has something more important than his soul. He has a American football game to watch. So we'll get going.
Who is his team?
Right now. I don't really care.
Oh, you're not going to give him that?
His team should be himself, but no, he gives it away to people in funny uniforms and helmets.
You mean the Green Bay Packers?
Is that what you call them?
The Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
Cheeseheads.
Yes. Let's move on to important things. Let the distractions come in later. So let's continue with our discussion from our last gathering in the old energy. By the way, our first gathering here in the new energy, amazing. Makes the hair stand up in your arms. Let's continue our discussion. We need a writer at the board,
I'll
volunteer.
write for now.
You write and run.
Let's see.
We're talking about attributes of a master. Before we do that, actually, let's talk about the attributes of 2013 first. What are the really important attributes for you for 2013? Important attributes. What are going to be the key words for this year for you? Now remember that whatever we write down here can become so.
Ooh.
Can become so. So what are the key words for 2013? Linda will take the microphone. We'll ask you to stand, please, when you volunteer yourself. Key words for this year.
Just one?
Words, plural.
Okay. Money.
Excellent. We love it. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Linda forgot to check my pockets, so
Oh, crap!
we have money for you, $100 US.
Woo, thank you.
Right off the bat.
That helps.
Can everybody say money?
Can you imagine those tuning in for the first time? They'll think this is an evangelical big gathering here. Money, excellent, good. For you and for others who choose it. Why is that important for you this year?
I'm tired of feeling like I can't do what I want to do.
Good, good. How tired are you?
Very tired.
Really, really tired?
Pissed off.
Pissed off? But did you notice how easily it came to you?
Yeah, that was great.
Did you have to sell yourself out for it?
No.
Beg or crawl?
No.
Share with others?
I could.
Or not?
Or not.
Yeah. Because, just as easy as you created that $100 for yourself, and there's more to come, they can do so also. No compromise. Don't tear it in little bits. It's hard to spend. Pete can create it. Duke can create it. You can all create it. Just that easy. Just that easy. No struggling. Now, I'll have you know, Linda tried to do a pocket check on Caldra before we started. But the forces that be kept that from happening, so the $100 was delivered to you, you see. The moral of the story is that behind the scenes, there's a lot of things at work. You don't need to worry about them. You don't need to think about them. You don't need to concern yourself that Caldra and Linda had this big argument up in front here of her wanting to take the money out of his pockets and him resisting. Doesn't matter. The money, the abundance came to you. Let that be a sign for this year for all of you. Came out of the blue. You didn't come in here expecting or demanding money, praying for money.
I will from now on.
It just came to you. And the very first thing that came up with attributes for the 2013, the new energy, money. Just like that. Please, please, don't embarrass me at the Ascended Masters Club this year. Let it come to you that easy, all year long, all year long. So thank you. Thank you. What are you going to do with your money? Hawaii.
Actually, Vegas.
Vegas. Good. Let it come to you that easy. Next.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Allowing.
Allowing what?
Allowing yourself to open up and receive.
Allowing me to open up?
passion.
Don't you think I'm open enough? Do you want me to
too.
really open up?
Everybody, whoever wants to open up.
Yeah. Allowing. What are you going to allow? I'm going to tell you in just a minute.
I'm going to allow abundance.
He's prowling.
I'm going to allow healing. I'm going to allow...
Let's get through the macchio here.
Well, it's true.
Partly true. You know what
tell
you're going
me.
to really allow?
Tell me.
And you're going to be such an example for everyone. First, you're going to allow me to kiss you on the lips. That wasn't your husband, Linda. That was me. Secondly, you're going to allow yourself to love you. In such a divine way.
I thought I already did.
You're about to discover what true love is. Mad, crazy, non-mental, non-compromising love for yourself.
Amen.
Good. Good. Thank you. And then the other things, they just show up. They just show up. This is such a year of loving yourselves. No compromise on it for any of you. No exceptions. No anything that's going to interfere with the greatest love that could be had. It's with yourself. Unabashed, sensual. Sensual doesn't necessarily mean sexual, but it could. Sensual love. Without feeling guilty, without holding back. What crazy love for yourself. I see it. It's in your future. Yes. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, attributes of this year. I think our list of attributes for a new energy master are also list for 2013. Amazing. Yes.
She forced this on me.
Well, you have a karmic agreement from a past life that this was actually going to take place in this moment. You both agreed to it. You're not a victim. Speak up.
Okay.
And I'll pause with that one.
One of the attributes is getting rid of the fine print. Okay?
Getting rid of the fine print. I love that. Let's
All
get
right.
rid of the fine
Let's
print.
get rid of the fine print.
Absolutely.
Let's get down to it and let's live life and be happy.
Good. Absolutely. Good. How do we do that? I mean, it sounds nice, but how do we do that? That's a big elephant.
It is.
Yes.
In the room.
In the room, yes. And it has gas.
Oh,
How do we do that? Just enjoy life.
just be. Be everything, every minute of every day.
How do
Just
you just
be.
be?
Well, usually I plop on the couch and
Good.
have the remote.
And a beer. And
that
yeah.
works too, right?
How about giving yourself permission?
Absolutely.
Now, it seems so simple. Give yourself permission to really enjoy life this year. Absolutely no more of the old stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's actually easy. And the problem with it's easy to get mental and think about it and have plans and programs. No, you just do it. You just do it. Good. Enjoying life. Why enjoy life?
It's too short.
Why is it too short? That's a good question.
I don't know.
That's a good. Let's just pause on that one for a moment.
Oh boy.
There's a human template, human standard. Generally has the humans living to be 75, maybe 80 years old. Why? Do you want to stay longer?
Yes.
Yes. That was pretty weak. Boy, where is the passion in that? Maybe you don't. Maybe you want 85 really good years. Or 100. Or more. It bothers me because there is this very tight-knit thing in consciousness that says you're going to die when you're about 85, and if you get to be 100, you're going to be really old and wrinkled and ugly looking, so why live that long? We've talked before about ancestral biology. Let's put it, could we put that on the list? Let's put it into practice this year to be your light body. Forget about the number of years. Forget about any ailment that you have right now, please. And make it easy. Make it as easy as that. $100. Just coming to her. Okay? Good. Aging. Ooh, it's another issue. After we get done with the abundance thing, we're going to work on the aging thing, or no aging.
Can't we do that first?
Yes, we could. The reason why I don't want to is because then you say, but if I get old, I'm really going to be poor. And let's do the abundance thing, then you'll want to live longer.
So logical.
Yes, logical. Yes. I can still think like a human. Yes.
I
Good.
agree. Live longer and live abundantly.
Yes.
For me, it's about ease and grace.
Yes. Ease and grace. Good.
Easy and graceful.
Good.
To allow the abundance, the age, ascension.
Yeah. And I'd like you to consider this, all of you to consider this for a moment. Ease and grace. The second biggest, well, perhaps maybe most difficult detractor in that is other people. First yourself, but we're getting through that. But it's other people, and I really want you to take a look at that in your life with a very compassionate eye. Compassion for yourself. I know I tend to walk on some thin ice, frozen water, at times when I talk about this, but there's the relationship factor here that has a huge bearing on your enlightenment and your happiness. Huge. I contend that if you were by yourself, you pretty quickly learn to love yourself. You almost have to, in a way. If you were by yourself, you were without all these other pressures from relationships and humans and family members and things like that, that your enlightenment would come very, very, very fast. Now, I'm not saying to go out and dump those relationships. I'm not officially recommending it. But I'm asking you to take a look at it. They're karmic for the most part. They're done for the most part. Doesn't mean you have to deny them. Doesn't mean you have to cut them off. It just means change the dynamic of the relationship so that they're no longer your mother from a past life or a mother from this life. They're no longer a karmic line that's keeping you connected. And it doesn't mean that you have to stop sending them Christmas cards, but ask yourself, how come you never get one from them? It doesn't mean that you need to run off to some commune and never see them, but change that relationship. It's that easy. It truly is. The moment you say, namaste, they are a soul being, the God I am, just like you, but they're no longer this old karmic stuff or the voices of your mother in your head or any of the rest of that. You leave that behind. It will make enlightenment so much easier. I've said this before, subject to a lot of debate from the outside, but 95% of the things that are holding you down really aren't yours. They're coming from relationships from the outside, mass consciousness and all the rest of that, but they're not yours. Let's make this the year of no more old relationships. I want every relationship is started anew. No more old relationships. Good. Other attributes. I have to tell you a little inside secret here. While I'm talking, there is this beautiful energy in the room. It's so tangible, so real. You could see it sparkling. I can see it sparkling in the room. Calder is asking me if I would hurry so he could go watch his football game. Can you believe it? This is what I have to put up with. Linda, would you like to be the messenger today? Just pretend you're me.
I couldn't do that. I'd be sassier.
Let's continue. Other attributes of 2013. Attributes of the living masters. Yes.
Yes, as it relates to letting go of old relationships, we all possess a relationship with our society.
Yes.
Brought up in a belief system.
Yes.
I think now's an appropriate time to actually make a formal declaration of sovereignty that can literally, truly free you from any oppression, any prison your mind might keep you in. I've discovered some things that are just a blessing.
Good. So what would you like to proclaim?
My sovereignty.
Good. How would you like to proclaim it?
Let
Tell them
the law know.
$100.
You're not helping, Linda.
Just let it. There's we are each two people. We're a fiction that has been created that we've all been living under, and
Yes.
we're also the free and sovereign upper and lowercase name that you are.
Yes. What happens when you proclaim your sovereignty, and you really mean it? It's done with feelings and passions, not the mental mantra thing, but when it's one of those no more being a slave, no more to yourself or others. When you really proclaim it, and it comes up with such passion and compassion.
It allows you to soar like an eagle.
What else?
Literally, there's no limitations in
Yes.
your life. You're allowed to be a creator.
Yes.
You don't have to be oppressed by laws, by the structures that are the barriers to our creative potential.
Yes. What else happens?
Joy,
Yes.
creativity,
So,
love.
based on
self.
all that,
Fear is gone.
why
Let's put it
doesn't
that way.
everybody do that? Sounds simple to me. Sounds really simple to me. Why doesn't everybody do that? I proclaim my sovereignty. I claim my sovereignty. I'm just speaking out loud here, but somebody says, I was created sovereign, and now I return to sovereign. It's that easy. Just like that.
It is.
Why don't they do that?
Because they're not taught. They're taught under an illusion, and there's because you're a fiction created in an old energy.
Yes.
And our attachment to that old energy keeps us bound to that structure. And now's the time where we can literally, and I mean on paper, submit to the county recorder's office.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. Submit it to the government, have it recorded, and declaration declaring your sovereignty. There can be no more of man's laws put upon you, but only...
I just keep it at I am a sovereign being. But that's good. I understand your point.
In many respects, anyway.
Yes.
But it is a formal declaration, notarized, recorded, and declared that then puts you under what would be referred to in an actual applicable state.
Yes.
Under constitutional jurisdiction, if you will, God's law. protected and guaranteed for you under the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. That's that simple.
Which, by the way, I helped to create. I just had to throw that in there.
I know you did, because it was a grand experiment, this creation of this country. And coincidentally,
interesting
most countries today have a constitution modeled after this country, so that everyone has that same equal opportunity to declare their sovereignty and actually bring it back here in the earth now, in the present.
Why don't more people do this?
Because of fear.
A fear of what?
Well, number one, they don't fear of law enforcement, fear of being ridiculed. You're the people that are happiest in the world are the people that have
why
the wealth.
would anybody ridicule somebody else for claiming their sovereignty? Interesting. If we have forms here next month, Linda, and the sovereignty forms, and people proclaim these and proclaim the sovereignty, and somebody ridicules. Why would somebody ridicule for that?
Well, because there's certain other energies out there that would project on the media that declaring sovereignty is
weird,
is terrorism, literally, because it's paper terrorism. It's labeled as paper terrorists, and then people become fearful and they say, "Well, we don't want to do that."
I have got a great idea. Let's be spiritual terrorists. Yes.
Well, actually, that's what we are. We're actually the new secret government.
Yes.
We're the new secret government, and we don't know it yet.
Let's not be secret, though.
Exactly. No,
the government of I am.
Everybody wants to be
Kingdom
free.
of I am. Yes.
That's right.
I'm the
Everybody
imperial
wants to be
master of the
sovereign.
kingdom of I am.
Free dominion.
Good. I like this. But this is very. Moi? Coffee, please, also. Cream?
Sure, no problem.
Good, thank you. Who's channeling who today? I like this. Come on up to the front. This is good.
No cream?
Cream, please.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, have a seat. Sorry, Linda.
No problem. I got over it.
This is interesting. Proclaiming your sovereignty.
Oh, it's good.
Without fear,
No, it's
without any fine print. What would you like to drink? There's some wine back there.
Oh, that'd be fine.
A glass of wine for my friend. None for me. Calder is going to indulge in beer swill afterwards.
Is this too white for you?
No, it's fine.
Who
am I to be picky?
It's interesting. I was in Maui.
Did you know this was going to happen today?
Not my conscious self, but I'm sure my other
bullshit.
Subconscious.
Let's stop dividing conscious and unconscious, and could have some wine. Anybody else? We don't have a lot, but we could divide it up.
No, but I was in Maui.
To your sovereignty.
Who's our singer?
Yeah.
Who's the singer that was singing the whales songs?
Anders Holt.
Yeah, I was with Andres on the winter solstice, and
you look kind of like Anders.
The first people that I met there were
have a drink
from Australia and New Zealand, and they're both doing the same thing that I'm doing here, which happened to be the first two people I met. The third person I met actually saw me here for the first time last month, and he came up and introduced himself to me, and it's just been extremely magical. But you all know what that's like. I have a sip.
Because he's a recovering alcoholic, and I just started something here, but. That's why I'm having coffee. So let's do this. And the reason why I brought you up to the front, well, many, many reasons, but let's have you proclaim your sovereignty, or claim. I like that, claiming. Because you started off sovereign. totally, simply sovereign. Spirit, which is also you. Grand love said, Spirit literally said this. And look at it this way, Mother, Father, God, or masculine, feminine. But Spirit said, I love myself so much that I want to create myself again and again and again. I want mirror after mirror of myself, but every one of those selves will be sovereign. I will not be the parent to my selves that I create. I will not control, because in the infinite love, I will give myself, my creation of myself, total freedom. And then it was. You are God falling in love with yourself every moment, every day, even in your bad experiences, or what you label bad. It is simply an experience. It is simply another way of realizing this thing called love. So you were created sovereign and simple. And then you went forth without any restriction, without any rules, because there really don't need to be rules, without any strings attached. No strings that are going to pull you back home. That is love. Now, in an interesting way, Spirit didn't know that at that moment, didn't understand that it was love, but just felt this desire, this passion, and said, I create myself over and over. And here you are. Here you are. And coming back to the sovereignty and the simplicity. Coming back to the magic. It's taking a little work. We have to get rid of many, many lifetimes of programming and structure, very hard encased hypnosis. But every time you laugh, every time you smile, it releases a little bit more. Every time we gather like this, a group of gods falling in love with themselves every day, it releases a little more. Nothing done as to cause overwhelm for your biology, because out of love of life and wanting to stay here, you, are allowing all of this at a level that the biology can handle, so that you can stay in the body. What a beautiful creation. Every time you laugh, every time you smile, a little bit more coming back to sovereignty. So let's do that. Would you claim your sovereignty in front of all these gods? What a concept.
Claim my sovereignty.
You might want to stand up. You might want another glass of wine.
Gosh.
This is it. This is that defining moment.
I am a...
Don't let me interrupt.
I know who I am. I am that I am. I come from creation. I am a part of creation. I am equal to you and everyone else. We're all created equal. We don't...
Sit down. This could take a while.
We don't need to give our power away to those who would have power over you. It's just a matter of knowing who's hiding behind the curtain and seeing that it's just a regular person like you and me. This isn't the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, now, let's stop right there. This is a rather simple thing. What just happened? Head machio. Procrastination, actually, delay. Obviously, difficult to be here in front of the group now, drunk and...
That is my second glass of wine.
And proclaiming claiming your sovereignty. But it was interesting. It can be so simple. I'm coming to my point about this year. It can be so simple. But yet, when given the stage in front of all of you, in front of your aspects, in front of me and my esteemed colleagues, when given the opportunity for clarity and simplicity, what do humans do? Yeah, and not to give you a hard time, but
Got it.
let's do this again. Let's take it from the top. Would you, in front of this group of peers and love beings, simply proclaim your sovereignty?
I am that I am.
How about I proclaim my sovereignty? The I am that I am is good, but a lot of people don't know what that means. Sovereignty is
Should I
pretty clear.
scream out freedom?
I'm just asking for those couple simple words. I am sovereign.
I am sovereign.
God.
And a little slow.
The point is, make it simple, do it easy. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. And we have no more money, but you can have the rest of the wine. You may need it. Take that to your AA meeting.
Nice.
Now, I would like one more. Come forth. Just simply proclaim your sovereignty. This is such. We could not have any more meetings the rest of the year. This is my point. Simple, clear. Let's do it one by one first. Proclaim your sovereignty.
I proclaim.
Oh.
I am that I am. I proclaim my sovereignty.
Good. Now, don't look at me when you say that. Don't look at them when you say that. Close your eyes and say it to yourself.
I proclaim my sovereignty.
Why's your eyes open?
Because I get dizzy.
How do you sleep at night?
I'm laying down.
Standing. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Now the pressure is really on. Take a deep breath. Dave's taking your picture.
I proclaim my sovereignty.
What was that feedback? Come over here. Come over here. Absolutely, mofo. Absolutely. A little interference. Why does this have to be so difficult? Do you get the point? Do you see what's happening here? It's really easy. Abundance is easy. Health is easy. Self-love, a little more difficult, but not so tough. Ease of being a living human, pretty easy, but yet, so challenging. So let's take it from the top. I'm going to go sit in the audience with my coffee, not spill on anyone. Thank you. And it's just you. Because that's kind of how life is. Just you. Hello.
I proclaim my sovereignty.
Good. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. How does it feel?
Fantastic.
Does it feel real? Okay. Try that at home also. And thank you. One more. Anybody you want.
Of course.
One more.
I want a really young one.
Yes.
I knew you were going to do this.
Yes.
I proclaim my sovereignty.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The point doesn't have to be difficult, doesn't have to have a lot of words. Whatever you do this year, keep it clear and simple. Listen to your own self sometimes. Some of the rolling around of ideas, some of the indecisiveness. Listen to yourself, your spiritual chatter. You'll bore yourself to death if you do. Seriously, because there's a lot of rambling, mumbling. No more. It is time to keep it just that simple. I proclaim my sovereignty. That's it. I allow my sovereignty. I am sovereign. That simple. It's so simple, it's kind of complex because the mind is going to think there's got to be more to it. There's got to be something else you got to do. There's not. One of the other attributes of this year, actually, I'm gonna list mine now because we do have to move on. I've got a game. I would say the key word for this year is energy. Fresh sheet, please. These are mine. Energy. It's a kind of a duh. Energy is different ever since December 21st because you chose it to be. Energy comes in a very different way. It doesn't want to go through the old paths, the old pathways. Doesn't want to have to be spun around in the mind, sent on all sorts of detours and distractions, wasted essentially trying to run through the mind and run through the body, and more than anything, run through time. Philosophical. Translated means, what the hell's he talking about? So energy definitely comes in different. It is quick, it is very available, and it doesn't want, and actually you didn't want it, taking all sorts of diversions and distractions. It is that clear. I am sovereign. That's it. You never think about it again. You never stress about it. You don't go into some long dissertation with yourself about what did that really mean. It just is. I am sovereign. Now, you do then allow, next word, allow for the changes to take place in the underlying structures of your life. It's that simple. Your job, your appearance. Allow for the change of the appearance of yourself. Allow for the change in everything from relationships and especially the way things are manifested. No longer with struggle or stress. Allowing this year, done very simply, lets the energies come in just that fast and work. It's going to be uncomfortable at first because particularly those of you who are a little more senior, you're trying to be gentle. I said I was compassionate this year. I'm working on it. For those of you who have been accustomed to patterns, is a better way to put it. You're still used to it coming in and working a certain way. You're going to get very frustrated if you keep trying to go back to that. David said it before. That doorway to the old was closed, welded shut, and covered over, and then it disappeared. There's going to be a tendency to try to go back to the old ways of doing things, processing information and using energy. And it's going to be very frustrating if you try to use that. And you're going to, because that's what you've known in the past. The moment you say, I am sovereign, I'm going to allow doing it a different way, and then truly let it, it will happen very quickly, surprisingly quickly. Surprisingly. But remember our very visual example here of just the simplicity. The tendency to go back to the old ways of going into a long dissertation or just choking and not being able to get it up. Make it simple. That's simple. You want to get rid of something in your life? Make it simple. Just say, no more. Only 2 words that are needed. Don't go into some long justification. It's just no more, and then move on. Next on the list. Grace. I said before, grace. What is grace? Anybody? Yes, grace is a state, I would call it a state of consciousness that is without the mental parameters. It allows a flow. Grace is living within yourself, within the moment, your presence being fully there. Grace results in things like ease and a lot less tension in your life, a lot less physical pain. Grace is a state of consciousness where you don't really worry about what's going to happen next because grace already knows it's perfect. And there's not some destiny. It just is wherever you are, whatever you're doing is perfect. Not because of some gods or angels or councils or anything else. Just because of you. Just because of you. So, and we have allowing, grace, and ease. Ease. They all flow together. They're all really part of the same core. They all work together. Ease, that is such an important word for this year and for you as masters. You're used to doing it the hard way. No more. No more. It's about ease, grace, allowing. Not because some other being out there is taking care of it or anything like that. Not because of some future present self of yourself. Don't dilute it with that stuff. It's just the I am in grace, in ease, sovereignty. It's that simple. Don't dilute it with anything else. Let's take a deep breath with that. I would say that it's the year of energy coming in gracefully, easily, because you're allowing it. You're finally understanding how energy works in relationship to consciousness. Consciousness is you could say, the magnet, the light, and it brings the energy in. But there's been a kind of a befuddled relationship between you and energy in the past. A lot of the whole drama with just enough. And I would say no more to that either for this year. No more to that. No more. Let's just have a simple experience, personal experience with this allowing grace and ease. Allowing grace and ease. And if you forget the terminology, if I could borrow the pen here for a moment. If you forget what we were talking about, it's age, or really ageless. It is the, so clever he is. So I'm going to ask Brother John to play a little bit of Andres music in the background as we allow grace and ease. As truly the core for this year. Why not? Given a lot of years, a lot of lifetimes of struggle. This year and from here on doesn't need to be that way. It is as easy as allowing it. So, some of the background music. This is a mirab, by the way. A mirab of ease and grace. Beginning right now. No more struggle. No more walking in the fog. Just no more. Whoops. That wasn't that easy. Let's take a deep breath. ease and grace. Take a good deep breath. Bring in ease and grace into your life experiences this year. No more wishing or hoping, just allowing. Ease and grace in life. Why not? Why not? Nothing that you have to earn. Let's take a deep breath as you allow that to be your consciousness for this year. Ease and grace. No more fights with yourself, struggles, lack of fulfillment. Just ease and grace. Let's take a deep breath with that. And then Mirab, it's just about, well, allowing. Take a deep breath. No more beating the head into the wall. Just ease and grace. Not about trying to figure it out anymore. Just ease and grace. No more battling the demons. Just ease and grace. No more putting on that suit of armor when you wake up in the morning. Just allowing the ease and the grace into your life. Even the breath. See some of you struggling with the breath. It's ease. Experience it for a moment. Just a breath that is done in ease, gentleness. Not a forced breath. Not thinking about the breath. And suddenly you realize you don't even have to work at it. That breath is just there for you. You don't have to work the breath. You'll discover actually you don't have to move the air in through your nose, down into your lungs. It's just doing it. That's grace. It's just doing it. Sometimes I have to admit I have a few tears to see what you put yourselves through. Well, more than a few. It hurts. It doesn't have to be. No more. See what you put yourself through physically and mentally. See the great sacrifices. But for what? The great pain. all the worry. For what? So you can survive? It's not worth it. It's not living. Every one of you has the right and the ability to do life with ease and grace and joy. Yes, I've had many tears. Seeing what you put yourselves through. Let's change that now. It is a new energy and a new era. It's as easy what you've seen here today. $100 coming to you and much more. It's that easy. And if it's not, you have to stop. Look at yourself. Ask yourself why you continue to make it difficult. It's as easy as saying a few simple words. I claim my sovereignty. You find yourself distracted, distorted, disrupted. You have to ask yourself, why? Maybe because you're used to it. It's just a matter of saying no more. You've created a crystal ceiling between the worlds, separating heaven and earth, divine and human. Somehow you've accepted that crystal ceiling. Maybe it's time to say no more. Maybe it's time to dissolve it. Not to try to break your way through it. Just say no more. You've accepted that there are some secrets, mysteries, things that are unknown to most humans. You've accepted that a few others have had it. But it's not yet your time. I ask you to look at yourself and say, why? First of all, there are no secrets unless you choose there to be. The mystery is why did you put that crystal ceiling there? That's the real mystery. It's artificial, unnatural, doesn't belong there. No more. That's all you have to do. Tell yourself no more. There'll be some things that try to drag you back for the old energy and that old human aspect that you had until December 21st are very seductive. But they have no power. It's not a battle of wills or power. Seductive, yes. That's when you say no more. It's that easy. It's interesting that we start our first shout of the new energy with very visual demonstrations, letting things come to you easily, but also how, when you have the opportunity, all of you tend to dilute things, compromise things, and confuse things. Don't have to be. I am sovereign. It's that simple. Let's take a deep breath as we go into this time of tremendous energies. Earth energy, cosmic energy, spiritual energy in this year. There is no lack of energy whatsoever. I'll say that again. There is no lack of energy. Now let's make it easy this year. Graceful. I can feel all these old battles and struggles coming up. No more. Take a good deep breath. Isn't it funny? A little bit of music and a few words, and then it's done. Good deep breath. Ease, grace, allowing. Keywords and energy. Right? Because these bring in the energy. It's like you could say the energy is just kind of hanging out in the peripheral, waiting until it's commanded or utilized. With allowing, grace and ease comes in. The funny thing is, you don't have to, it's not so big. Energy really isn't big. The human mind makes it seem like a big thing. The human mind says, I don't know if I can deal with all this energy. Well, sure you can. Energy is really pretty simple. Really simple. And the human says, energy, overwhelming. What if it burns me up? It's not going to. It's just energy. Energy is simple. Up until now, it's so simple that it's been one of two digits or elements. That's it. Core simplicity. And then it bonds together and makes things much grander. But at its core, it's very simple. New energy is even simpler. It's not two elements. It's one. That's it. Energy should never overwhelm you. Should never overwhelm you. Okay, let's switch gears. Let's take a deep breath. We're going to make a fast switch into a new subject. It doesn't have to be difficult, real easy. Okay, now we're going to talk about something. I'm going to change the energy here. We're going to talk about something that is going to lead to controversy, debate, skepticism, intrigue, arguing, all the rest of these things. I'm going to present this here, and then you can all go to your message boards or wherever you do your mental arguing or masturbation and discuss it. And what was Adamus really trying to say? But I'll make it very simple up front. There's not a lot of depth to what I'm going to say. There's not. You could write books, you can argue about it on your radio shows or whatever else. It's very simple. Before we go into it, I'm going to say that it's a personal choice, that's all. But it has a lot of credibility, a lot of viability to it. So, now, I love the build-up. We got a problem here. And we have also the opportunity to release it. We have a problem, well, not we, you. You have old dreams. Really stinky, sticky, old dreams. And it's time to let them go, if you choose. If you choose. Thank you, Ricky. I'm going to be drawing little cartoons on the paper. Old dreams. Some of you have carried these dreams for many, many lifetimes. I talked to the small group down in Texas the other day about this, and they had a very visual example of how a dream can decay. And not just the dream itself decaying, but it can decay the humans that create the dreams and are surrounding the dream. So what are dreams? I'm not talking about your nighttime. That's a different type of dream. I'm talking about your aspirations, your big passions, your hopes, your, as Gene called it, your spiritual carrot. The thing that you held out there, aspired to, dreamt about, and when life was crappy, you'd think about it and dream about it and wish for it to happen, but didn't let it happen. I was gentle, wasn't I? Yeah, good. And didn't let it happen. I'd like you to take a moment to feel into those. Now, the interesting thing about these spiritual dreams, these big hopes, the interesting thing is they've gotten so polluted and diluted that a lot of you have forgotten what they are. It's a very interesting phenomena in the human psyche that you can have these huge aspirations that keep you going, then forget what they were, but somehow keep in that dream keeping you going, but forgetting what the hell it was. On a more practical level, some of you have had dreams of doing a spiritual center. So yesterday. Some of you have had dreams of operating a big clinic where you heal the children. Really, not make me barf and do other bad bodily functions. I think I just did one back there. Really, no, not about that, what I did, but really, the operating the clinic for children. Some of you have had dreams about going out and, bringing back the dragons from the caves. Really? That sounds goofy, doesn't it, when I say it? You're wondering who I'm talking about. You're wondering if I would point them out in the room. Some of you have had dreams of writing the perfect book or series of books that people all around the world will read, and suddenly they'll wake up because of the wisdom that you put in the books.
What was that?
It was Calder. He shouldn't smoke, Some of you have had dreams of just being so spiritual that you just kind of float. You float, and there's this light surrounding you, and you go by the flower pots, and everything blossoms. And then there's a sick dog on the street, and you just go by him floating. and the dog suddenly gets up and gets better, and dead bird, and the bird suddenly... I'm serious. I'm glad you can laugh at yourselves. What are some of the other dreams? Let's get serious, because we're going to, and I'm going to explain in a moment why these dreams have been holding you back, and what we're going to do about it. And by the way, I'm going to offend some of you here. Maybe all of you. I don't know. But it's time we address some of these core issues, because the dreams have become a distraction, an illusion, and in just a moment I'll explain what's going to happen with these dreams. So, Linda, on the microphone, please. Volunteers, Timothy. What was one of your dreams? Timothy, you're a dreamer, and feel free to share. This is a safe space. Nobody is going to ridicule you.
Except
to your
Adamus.
face. Now, we're going to get real here. We're going to get down to it. Timothy, your dreams. I know you have some. Yes.
You have to hold the mic in front of your mouth.
I know.
And you have to stand up, too.
And you have to stand up.
Yes.
Oh, that too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
No, you can do it, really. I know you can.
Yeah. Dreams.
There you go.
Well, you're a dreamer. And that's not a bad word, but I'm going to make it bad. You're a visionary. Yeah?
Yes.
And you have many. They've held you back. They've actually worked against you.
True.
What were they? What are they?
Timothy, cooperate.
A dream.
I'm working on it.
You can close your eyes and pretend none of us are here.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Most of that is in Fantasyland, and while I was escaping from where I'm at.
Yeah, but what were they? What did you dream of? The big dream for this lifetime. What was it going to be? Spit it out.
Working on new ways of energy. That was
Good.
one of them.
Good. What kind of energy?
Energy conversions.
Conversions of what?
Radioactive. We also have photobiotics.
And how have these progressed for you?
Nowhere.
Interesting. Good. And I'm not I'm picking on you. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on you. I'm helping you, Timothy.
I know.
Okay. What else? We got another one. Come on. I know what it was.
A lot of dreams about spaceships.
Yeah, what about them?
Any way to get off the planet.
Good. Thank you. And how many have come to visit you?
0.
Good. Thank you. Timothy, those dreams have actually worked against you. And they've held up a lot of energy in your life. And when you've wondered why it's just not working out, when you wonder why it's so difficult, you can take a look at those dreams. They're kind of like artificial clouds out there. They're kind of like, Gene's spiritual carrot. They're kind of like a huge distraction from reality. Now, don't think of reality in terms of just what's out there, but in terms of what you're creating. I'm walking with all of you, treading on sacred ground here, and I love that. And it has been, because you've all had dreams, and the first thing that comes to mind is, if we take the eraser and erase the spaceships, because they're not what you think, and we erase the big crystal palace concept thing, erase that. We erase the, I'm going to create new energy. And you go, what? Adamus, don't we have to have these aspirations? Don't we have to have these things? What do you want us to just be nothingness? No. I want to take it out of fantasy land and nowhere land and put it right here. That's been the problem. It's been this big comfort pillow to put that dreamy dream out here, somewhere else, dimension X, and to, no stick figures, just dough people, and to just go through life with dreams out there, separated by kind of a crystal ceiling, but to keep them out there. It's been a little trick. It's been a little decoy. You never have to face reality that way. Interesting. What if, Timothy, what if we dissolve those dreams? What if we started creating in reality, and it was greater than a bunch of spaceships, or greater than some your new energy concepts? Even those were limited. They were just dreams. They were musings. What if we started to get real with ease and grace and simplicity and just started to do it instead of just be dreamy about it? A little scary, actually. Why? Well, there's a little performance anxiety. Gentlemen, you know what I mean? That for those of you who were trying to invent things and it just didn't work out. Ladies are laughing here. What did you I'm going to talk to your husband later. There is that whole thing, let's keep it out the dream state because then we never have to make it real. What if we bring it here? What if we actually create things here and get rid of this dreamy state? Well, there's a lot of anxiety. What if it doesn't work out? What if you screw it up? What if it's another in the long line of failures? I'm not looking at anyone when I say that. What if it's all machio? The question I have for each and every one of you right now is, isn't it worth trying anyway? Isn't it worth dissolving away dreamy land and actually start creating here? Isn't it worth the possibility of failure, that it's machio, that none of it's real, that isn't it worth breaking through or dissolving that crystal ceiling once and for all? It's a big step, but it's a small step. It's a big step because you're going to be calling yourself on yourself. Big step. You're going to be saying, and now it's really time. Now it's performance time, creation time, energy time. And it's a big gulp. Because it's almost easier to keep it out here in nowhere land. And just go to it when you're having a bad day. I'm going to think about my dreamy dreams. I'm going to imagine whatever it happens to be. Saving the world. Maybe all the dolphins. Oh, that's my dream. And if they would just give me some money for my dream, I could do it. No. Because, you see, you're creating the money not being there because you really don't want the dream to come true in a way. You don't want it to be here. You keep it out there. Now, you could say that the outer dimensions, kind of hovering around somewhere in the near-earth realms, are a lot of bullshit dreams. Let's call it what they are. Crapo dreams. Stupid dreams. Maybe they weren't stupid at the beginning, but they're stupid now. All right, Calder's giving me a hard time for being so direct. Old energy dreams. That's it. They were thunk up in the old energy. They were dreamt up in the old energy. And now they don't apply anymore because none of that applies. Another dream. Linda on the microphone, please. Another dream. Now, let's pause here for a moment. Let's take a deep breath. I'm shattering the dreams. Damn right. You hired me. You're paying me good money to do it. You're not paying me anything, actually. Actually, you didn't hire me. I just showed up. pushed Tobias out, said that, yeah, he's reincarnating. That's it.
This is being
That's it.
translated. Make sure that that's a joke. Ha ha ha. That's supposed to be funny?
You decide.
No, it's not funny.
You decide. So here I am, getting down to the core. Really, this can be depressing. This really can be depressing. The dreams. What are your dreams? Linda, what's your dream? Linda of Isa, to bring microphone to Linda of beauty. Your dream, Linda, your dream. Do you know what it is anymore?
No.
Really?
I
Microphone in your mouth, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Okay.
What, you don't know what your dream is?
Well, I've had many.
Yes.
When I was going to be very wealthy,
Yes.
that didn't happen. When I was going to have really good health,
Yes.
that didn't happen.
Really? And what were you going to do with their wealth and your health?
That's probably why I don't have it, because
Duh.
I don't know.
There. That's a big duh.
But
This really isn't that difficult. And none of this is that difficult. You tend to make, not you, but all of you tend to make it difficult. So, you don't remember the dream.
I don't remember much of anything anymore.
Interesting.
Let alone my dream.
Interesting. Yeah. You remember who I am?
Vaguely.
This is interesting. Not remembering the dream, and then no money, no health. You see what happens? It's this big cloud of confusion. And Linda, it doesn't have to be that way. I got to ask you a difficult question.
Yeah.
Why do you keep that same hamster cage treadmill?
Interesting you ask. A
Yes.
few nights ago, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I saw this matrix. And it was my matrix, and it was kind of cloudy and kind of muddy.
Kinda.
Yeah. And I started having these thoughts of, oh, gosh, I think I've offended that person, or I didn't do what this person wants me to do this, and all that. And I etherically set down my foot and said, fuck no.
Good. Good.
And I don't say that.
You just did.
I don't say that.
I heard it.
I don't say
Well, it's going
that
to be in next month's video.
easily.
And it's going to be one of those repeat, fuck you, fuck no, fuck no.
And I said,
Listen to that, Vicky.
more.
Good.
Ignore that.
Good.
And since that time, I can't tell you, the matrix that I had became a crystal vase.
Yes.
And it was clear. And since that time, my life is full of ease and grace. Now, granted, it's only been a few days, but it is ease and grace.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, let's go back on this. Could I get personal with you? Thank you.
Yeah.
The dream, and yours goes way, way, way back. We'll call it the Atlantean dream because we can blame everything on those damn Atlanteans. To live with a group of people in a very, very safe community. To live with those who are of like mind and want higher consciousness. And actually, part of the problem is you did experience that in Atlantis for a short period of time. To live with those who can literally tune out the outside world to have their own nirvana here on Earth. Nice dream, old dream.
And I've been through that a few times in this lifetime.
In just this lifetime, my dear, you've done it almost in every lifetime since, and you got messed up along the way.
Yes.
In this dream. And you had some fun experiences, but you had this dream back in the time of Yeshua and living with the Essenes, and it's like, oh, this is the perfect society.
Yes.
And part of the dream was you being the head mother of this whole group and being the matron of the group and the comforting. My dear Linda, No more.
Yes.
No more. It was interesting.
No
But
more.
what happened is that you had the experience in Atlantis of kind of a nice little community. And then you put it into the dream realm or the hope realm. And you held it out there, almost unattainable, almost impossible. You had such a high ideal for it that it almost wasn't going to be possible here on Earth, but yet you've pursued it like a dog pursues their own tail, chasing it lifetime after lifetime. Great visuals. Lifetime after lifetime. And all of the time, that dream went further and further away, further and further away. Yes. Why? Well, you wanted to protect the dream. You didn't want to get it all polluted with earthly energy. So you put it further and further away until the point, part of you said that dream is never going to manifest here. Maybe I have to die to get to that dream. And so what do you do when the dreams are that unavailable? It's a good word for it. Unavailable dreams. Then everything else starts shutting off. The money, the health, the relationships. You cling on for dear life to a few things that you have left, and you cling on to the dreams.
There are many times when I felt it was so impossible, I thought it would be easier to die than to walk through this.
Yes. And you cling on to the dreams, and the dreams kind of keep you going, but not really living.
Yes.
Big issue. Now, for all of you, take a feel. Thank you, Linda. I love you.
Thank you.
Always have. One time I got mad at you. But
well, I will just say that I have been extremely upset at you many times.
Oh, sure. Yes. Linda, there would be something wrong in creation if you were not upset with me or others.
Well, and I had a conversation with you early this morning type of thing.
Yes.
And
was I there?
And I told you that if you brought this up today, I was going to... Yes.
Yes.
I don't even remember what I was going to do.
You're going to sick Andra on me?
Yes. I was going to do something I don't remember, but I'm saying it now.
I can see Andra's laser eyes. Be gentle, Adamas. Be gentle.
No.
We're just cutting to the core here.
That's right.
We're cutting to the core.
I'm a cut to the core person.
Yeah. Good. Good. So, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The dreams. I don't apply anymore. Out there. The dreams you've held in such a, like that, unavailable state. You're never going to bring it in. It was the spiritual carrot. It was the distraction, a deception, and in a way, kind of kept you from really living. What was your dream? Just think about it for a moment. What was, or dreams, there could be multiple. What were they? They could be something very practical. Opening up a massage center. And I'm not saying that's a negative. All I'm saying is, if you're not doing it right now, if you're not doing your dream, means you put it away somewhere else. It was unavailable, and it's tied up a tremendous amount of your energy. It's tied up a tremendous amount of your heart, your resources, your hopes. What were your dreams? And there's a really good chance it's kind of foggy. Might not really remember. That's what happens. when these dreams get so unavailable, so somewhere else. What were your dreams? The big vision. Yes. Everybody, just take a moment to think, what were your dreams?
Well, it's funny you should talk about this. This is my first shout to be able to come and actually be here live, and this has been something I've been really dealing with the last couple months, so it's perfect.
Funny how that happened.
You know, I think it even makes me emotional talking about it because, like many of you, I think all of us, we've been such dreamers, and that's partly why we're here. We hold the dream of being the first to be the standard, and, you know, how do we do that? And I'm at a loss for words. My dreams. I've had so many. And I think the fear of that what I'm doing isn't enough, or, you know, it's the harshness that I have for myself of not accepting myself. And I've wanted to be a singer. I wanted to coach people and shed light on the world, all the things you talk about, help others, be the standard, be an artist, fall in love with myself, fall in love with another. And I'm doing it. I'm starting to fall in love with myself. I guess that's the first step.
You say the words, but I feel the emptiness.
I know. It's been such a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been Atlantis or before Atlantis. I just feel like I've been...
Doesn't really matter.
It doesn't, but I've been searching so long.
And you know, one of the things you do, and others as well, but then you get into this trap of saying, maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. Maybe my thoughts need to be adjusted or reprogrammed. Maybe I need to say more positive words, or maybe I need to... You get all these going, and you're telling yourself what you're doing wrong, of course. Yeah. And you continue to say, but, you know, I just have to be whatever. And I'm thinking about it wrong. And that just pushes those dreams even further away and causes more grief and frustration and lack of joy of life, and that leads to lack of abundance, and that leads to bad relationships and all the... I know. Yeah. So it leads to all that. And that's why today, first shout of the new energy, I want to address dreams and really take a look at them. See, the dreams are out there somewhere else, in another realm. I'm going to propose a couple of things that, first of all, particularly in the coming month, try to be aware of what the dream was, because most of them have gotten so tarred over, so hidden or lost. I don't even remember what they were. There's something, you know. There's something. But a lot of you have forgotten what it was. It could be something very practical, or it could be shine light on the world. It's a nice dream, but... yeah. Why? Why? So the world can do that to you. And that's what they'll do. Shine your light, they will flip you off. What are you trying to do? Huh? Yeah, that's very true. Just shine your light, not on the world. Just shine your light. In other words, no agenda. So you've held dreams out there. They're all based in old energy. We're wiping the slate clean. Let's say these dreams really just contain a lot of energy, whether the energy is hope or lost hope, whether it is fulfillment or lack of fulfillment, no matter what it is, it's just a bunch of energy right now. And it's kind of trapped. It's out somewhere else. It's really foggy, and it's I don't even know where it is. I propose that you just let that cloud just start raining down that energy into your life. It does a couple of things. It dissolves the cloud, the mystery, the fogginess of things. It brings it from that realm into this realm. And as it comes through, it also kind of helps wash away this crystal ceiling that was there, kind of dissolve it away. Crystal ceiling is really just sugar candy. So it starts to dissolve it away. Brings the energy, not the original dream, but actually the energy into this reality. Because in this year, it's about bringing it here, not keeping it there. And I'm going to be calling you out on it this year. If you keep the stuff out somewhere else, it's time to bring it here, including your divinity. Talk about that too. But it's time to let it rain down on you. No umbrellas to protect you. No, thank you. No umbrellas. Just let it rain down on you. And let yourself feel that. Even imagine when you're taking a shower, just using the symbology in here of that cloud of the dreams, which would represent not only the confusion, but the mass and the distance, because clouds are way out there somewhere. Let that cloud start raining down on you with all of its energy, washing away an unavailable dream and bringing it as a very available creation in this reality. Not the old dream, but just the passion. And you say, now what do we replace it with? It's going to be in the moment. And we're not going to start building lower level clouds or unavailable, even though it's sitting right next to you, type of clouds. Let's move beyond those old dreams. A very important reason is it frees up a lot of energy. It frees up you. It allows you to now create in this reality. Tremendous amount of your self has been invested out there somewhere, to the point where you weren't really necessarily living here. Almost got to the point where you weren't even creating here anymore. There are amazing things to be created if you want to. Simple things to be created. Even nothing to be created if you don't want to. Totally up to you. But it takes place here now, not out there. So I'm kicking the dreams out from underneath. Really am. And I'm not saying just bring the dream down here. I'm saying dissolve the dream. And let's start creating, being, doing right here. Right here. Then, after you let this dream dissolve, rain down upon you, then, if one day you wake up and say, I want to create something of a magical new energy nature, whatever that might be, then it's right here, Timothy. You've spent many lifetimes with it being out there. Many lifetimes. A lot of yourself tied up out there. Let's bring it in here. And not just the old dream, but whatever you want in this now moment. I want you to hear that clearly. We're not just trying to bring old dreams here, because they're old dreams. In the new energy, they can be far, I guess you would call it grander, far more satisfying, far more with ease and grace. You bring them here. They're going to attract a lot more energy. There are many amazing potentials, but the potentials are also being clouded over by some of these old dreams. Let's take a deep breath. Let's do a little mirab. Yay. Sleep time. So, John, can we do a little music? The beautiful music of honors. Isn't it interesting? Even the new CD called Dream of the blue whale. And here we are, letting go of those dreams. Take a deep breath. It actually takes a very bold and beautiful human to let go of the dreams. Every human has them. Maybe not what yours were like, but they have them. And theirs were probably a lot more limited. Yours were pretty grand. Pretty grand. Let's take a deep breath. The dreams, some of them so beautiful, but they really tied you up. Some of the dreams so protected by you, they became totally unavailable. Why would you want to have such a beautiful dream subject to the abuse of this reality? So you kept it out there. Wasn't your divinity part of that dream? Unavailable self? A very old dream of a very distant love that you called your higher self. Your divinity? Wasn't that really just out in the clouds somewhere else? A big dream. When the days got tough, said, oh, there's this divinity out there somewhere. Someday it's going to come and rescue me. When it didn't, you pushed that dream of your divinity out a little further. Well, maybe it's just really busy right now. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I have lessons to learn. You push the dream of the divine further and further. The dream of the divine was based on some old spiritual concepts, some beautiful old mysteries, but old. The dream of the divine was based on a consciousness of duality, so much heavier than what duality is now. The dream of yourself as an angel. I promise that that angel would come in someday with salvation. Further and further away, that dream went. Strange dynamic. Further away it got, the more you held on to the dream. The more of yourself was trapped in that dream. Less of yourself was available here. If you would, if you're ready, let the dream go. very strange feeling comes over. Say, without the dream, what am I? Without the dream, what's left? A feeling of emptiness, darkness, sadness. Dream has been such a friend in a way, such a distraction. He's saying, without the dream, how can I possibly go on? But I say to you, with that unavailable dream, how can you possibly go on? A true dream is being here. True dream is being awake, aware, sovereign, empowered, right here. January 5th, here in Coal Creek Canyon, the year 2013. A whole different consciousness. That old dream. That old dream doesn't fit here. Take a deep breath. Or let the breath breathe you. That's grace. That's grace. Just let the breath breathe you. My dear friends, we're going to turn it this year so that the dream is no longer an illusion, so that it's the reality, and it's your life. Let's take a deep breath with that. I see we've kept it short today. Let's take a deep breath. Breathing in all of the energy from that released dream. Breathing in the freedom beyond the dream into freedom. What a great title. And with that, I remind you, I am the kinder, gentler, more compassionate Adamus, and all is well in all of creation. Happy New Era. Thank you. Thank you.
Norma, would you close the session here?